we're going to dig a bit deeper into the lyrics of the song Butterfly by BTS. So let's start. 아무것도 생각하지 마. 아무것도 means nothing. It exists of 아무, 것, and 도. When we combine these three, it means nothing. And of course, we need to add a negative verb after, which is 생각하지 마. 생각하다 means to think, and 지마 is a negative imperative ending, so it means don't do this action. So don't think. 생각하지 마. 아무것도 생각하지 마. Don't think about anything. 넌 아무 말도 꺼내지도 마. 넌 is short for 너는, which means you, and 는 is the particle that indicates you is the subject of the sentence. 아무 말도 is the same construction as 아무것도, but in this case 것, thing, is replaced by 말, which means words, speech. So instead of anything, nothing, it means no words. 꺼내지도 마. 꺼내다 is to take out. 말 꺼내다, to take out words, means to speak, to say a word. Again, we have a negative, 지마, and this time we use 도 in between, which is just an emphasis. 말 꺼내지도 마. Don't even say a word. 넌 아무 말도 꺼내지도 마. You don't even need to say a word. 그냥 내게 웃어줘. 그냥 means just. 내게 is short for 나에게. 나 means I, and 에게 is the particle to, in sense of speaking to someone or giving something to someone. 나에게, to me. 웃어줘. 웃다 means to laugh, to smile, and 어주다 is grammar for asking someone to do a favor for you. Please do this action for me. 웃어줘, please smile for me. 그냥 내게 웃어줘, just smile for me, please. So we have don't think about anything, don't even say a word, just smile for me, please. 난 아직도 믿기지가 않아. 난 is short for 나는, so I as subject of the sentence. 아직도, 아직 means still, and 도 adds again more emphasis. Still not. So again we need to use a negative verb after. 믿기지 comes from 믿기다, which is to trust or believe. It's a passive verb. The active verb is 믿다. This is 믿기다. 지 않다 is just a negative verb. So 믿기지 않아 means I don't trust or believe. And this 가 here just adds a slight emphasis. 믿기지가 않아. I don't even believe. 아직도, so I still don't even believe it. I still can't believe it. 이 모든 게 다 꿈인 것 같아. 이 means this. 모든 means every. And 것 means thing, so everything. 모든 것, everything. The 게 is short for 것이, so it's just 것, thing, with the particle 이 after it, which is also subject particle. 이 모든 게, this everything. 다 means all. 꿈, dream. 이 is short for 이다, to be. 꿈이다, it is a dream, to be a dream. The 것 같아 is grammar for probably. Literally it means it looks like, it means probably. 꿈인 것 같아. It looks like it's a dream, it's probably a dream. 이 모든 게 다 꿈인 것 같아. This all, this everything, all just seems like a dream. 사라지려 하지 마. 사라지다 means to disappear. The 려 is actually a short form for 려고. And 려고하다 means it indicates that you have the intention to do something. You're trying or putting effort into doing something. Again, we have 지마, so do not. 사라지려 하지 마. Don't try to disappear. I still can't believe it. I can't even believe it. It all seems like a dream. Don't try to disappear, please. Is it true? Is it true? You 너무 아름다워 두려워. 너무, very, too much. 아름다워 comes from the adjective 아름답다, which means to be beautiful. When conjugating this, the 뷰 at the bottom gets omitted and 워 gets added, so this becomes 아름다워. 너무 아름다워, very beautiful. 두려워 comes from 두렵다, to be scared. So basically it says, is it true? You can't even believe it. You are so beautiful. It's almost scary. It feels untrue. 곁에 머물러 줄래? 내게 약속해 줄래? 곁 means next to. 에 is just the particle of the place where something is. So 곁에 means next to me. 머물러 줄래 is a combination of 머무르다, to stay, and the grammar 어주다 again, which is asking for a favor. Please do this. So 머물러줘 would mean please stay for me. Of course, that is an imperative. It's a slight command. Adding this ule has a lot of meanings actually, but here it's just asking the listener if they can do something for the speaker. It's one of its meanings. And combining this 줄래 makes it softer because this is more like a question instead of an imperative. 곁에 머물러 줄래? Will you stay next to me, please? 내게 약속해 줄래? 내게 is again 나에게, so to me. 약속하다 is to promise. And again we have the combination of these two things. So, will you please promise it to me, that you will stay next to me? 손 대면 날아갈까? 부서질까? 손 means hand. 손 대다 means to touch, basically. And is 면 or 으면 means if. So, 손 대면, if I touch you. 날아갈까? 부서질까? When we use 을까, it's usually indicating a suggestion or option of what can happen. Will this happen or this? So, 날아가다 means to fly. It's a combination of 날다 and 가다, 날아가다. And 부서지다 is to be broken. It's a passive verb as well. So, will this happen or this? He's just thinking about that. Will you fly away? Will you break? Will you be broken? This is mainly aimed at the meaning of the butterfly because the wings are very vulnerable. So if I touch you, I'm afraid, that you might fly away or you might break. 겁나, 겁나. 겁나다 is to be scared. So 겁나 just means I'm scared of the things he mentioned before. So please stay next to me. Please promise to me that you will stay. If I touch you, I'm scared that you will fly away or you might break. 시간을 멈출래. 시간 means time. It's also used to count hours, but in this case it just means time in general. 을 is the particle that indicates the object of the sentence that the verb acts on. So 시간을 멈추다 means to stop time. Again, we see this ule, which can mean, can you please stop time for me? But ule has a lot of meanings, so you can interpret it however you want. It can also just indicate the person who speaks would like this to happen. 이 순간이 지나면 this 순간 moment, and then we have another particle 이르가 is the particle for the subject of the sentence, but it can also be the object. When it's the object, it's used before a verb that is not really an action, not an action done on purpose, because if it is an action, then 을 is used. So you can think like this, or you can just memorize which verbs use 이르가 in front instead. 지나다 means to pass, and it's one of the verbs that uses 이르가 before. 이 순간이 지나면, 면 was if this moment passes, 없었던 일이 될까? 널 잃을까? 없었던 일 is not so easy to explain, but I will try to show you the separate parts. 없다 means to not be, is the negative verb of 있다, to be, and the ot here is the past tense, so was. And then this done is something that doesn't have a meaning, but it just gives a certain feeling, which is a feeling that the speaker recalls something from the past. So when we use it with the past tense before, 어떤, it's the same. It means the speaker recalls it, he thinks about it, and that the action is completely finished. Now, 일 means, literally it means work, but they use it as in a thing, a situation, a moment. 없었던 일, a moment that never happened. Based on these parts, you can try to get the picture of the feeling it gives. The verb after is 되다, which means to become. And again, 되다 is one of the verbs that uses 이르가 before, because it's not a real action. So, 없었던 일이 되다 would mean that it becomes a thing or a situation, a moment that never happened. Again, we have the 을까, which gives a suggestion, but it can also be a short version of something else. So it depends how you see these lyrics. It actually both fits. So it can mean, will this all become something that never happened? 널 잃을까? Will I lose you? 널 is short for 너를, so you is the object of the sentence, and 잃다 is to lose. So will I lose you? Will this all become something that never happened? But it can also be short for 울까봐, 울까보다, which would mean I'm scared that this will happen. So they also leave out the 보다, especially in lyrics, to make it shorter, and it can still have this meaning. So it can also mean I'm scared that it will all become something that never happened. I'm scared that I will lose you. That's also possible. And he actually says 겁나, 겁나, I'm scared after it. So you can interpret it however you want. 넌 마치 butterfly. 넌, you, subject. 마치 means like, as if like. So you're like a butterfly. 넌 마치 butterfly. 멀리서 훔쳐봐. 멀리서 means from far away, and 훔쳐보다 means to peek. So you're like a butterfly peeking from far away. 손 닿으면 널 잃을까. 손 닿다. 손 means hand. 손 닿다 means to reach out your hand. So 면 was if, 면. 손 닿으면, if I reach out my hand, 널 잃을까. We just had 널 잃을까, which means will I lose you? And if you want to interpret it, the 을까 as short form of 을까봐, 을까보다, you can think this means I'm afraid to lose you when I reach out my hand. It's actually not that different, but you can choose how you interpret it. So I'm peeking from far away. If I reach out my hand, will I lose you? Or I'm scared to lose you. 이 칠흑 같은 어둠 속 is this. 칠흑 means pitch black. 같다 is an adjective which means to be the same as, to be like something else. And 어둠 is a noun which means darkness. Now, to describe a noun with an adjective, we use 은. So basically, this part describes the noun 어둠. So the darkness that looks completely pitch black. So the pitch black darkness, basically. 속 means inside. So inside the pitch black darkness. 날 밝히는 나비 효과. 날 is short for 나를, so I am the object of the sentence. 밝히다 is a verb to light up. Now we have a noun here, 나비 효과, butterfly effect, which is a noun, and to describe a noun with a verb we use 는. This can be a little bit confusing, but with the verb we use 는, and with an adjective we use 은. So here 같다 was an adjective describing a noun, and here this is a verb describing a noun. 날 밝히는 나비 효과. The butterfly effect that is lighting me up. So basically the sentence means the butterfly effect that is lighting me up inside of this pitch black darkness. 네 작은 손짓. 네 is short for 너의. No is you, and this is a particle of possession. So this basically means your. Your 작은 손짓. 손짓 means your touch, by your hand, your touch. And again, it is described by an adjective, so we use 은. 작다 means to be small. So 작은 손짓, small hand touch, small gesture, small touch. 네 작은 손짓, by your touch. 한 번에 means at once, in one time, at once. 현실을 잊어. 현실 means reality. Again, object. 잊다 from 잊어 is to forget. So 현실을 잊어, I forget reality. So by your small touch, at once it makes me forget reality. None. Now sometimes to be more poetic they put like the subject of the sentence at the end instead of in front, but I'm the subject, yes. So by your small touch makes me forget reality, just like that, at once. 살며시 쓰다듬는 바람 같아. 살며시, and this as well, 살펴시, they mean the same thing, gently, carefully. 쓰다듬다 means to stroke or to pet. 바람 means wind. So the wind is described by this. And because it's a verb, we use 는, right? Because to describe a noun with a verb, we use 는. So the wind that is stroking me gently. 같아 again means the same, right? It's like that, it's the same. So it's like the wind is slowly stroking me. 살포시 표류하는 먼지 같아. 표류하다 is to drift away, to drift along. 먼지 is dust. So the dust is described by this. So the dust that is drifting along gently. 같아. So again, it's like the dust is slowly drifting along. It's gently drifting along. These sentences are difficult to translate, but if you get the feeling, it makes a lot of sense. 넌 거기 있지만 왠지 닿지 않아. 넌, you, subject. 거기 means there. 있지만, 있다 means to be at a location as well. In this case, 지만 means it's grammar for but. It just gets added to the stem of the verb. So 있지만, 넌 거기 있지만 means you are there, but 왠지 닿지 않아. 왠지 is a difficult word. It means for some reason. It's actually short for 왜인지, and it actually comes from 왜 그런지 모르게. So this is basically the meaning. Why? I don't know why it's like that, but for some reason it's like that. So 왠지, for some reason, 닿지 않아. 닿다 is to reach, as we saw before, 손 닿다. And 지 않다 is just a negative of a verb. So you are there, but for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I cannot reach you. I'm not reaching you. Stop. 꿈 같은 넌. We see, because of this, that 너 is described by the part before. So you, 꿈 is dream and 같다 is like. So you who are like a dream, 꿈 같은 넌, subject. 내게, 나에게, 내게, to me, butterfly high. So you who are like a dream to me, you're a butterfly. 심장은 메마른 소리를 내. 심장 means your heart. Subject. 심장은 메마른 소리. 소리 means sound, and 소리를 내다 means to make a sound. Now, this is the noun that is described by this adjective, 메마르다, which means to be dry or rough. We know we use 은 to describe a noun with an adjective, like here, but because it ends on a vowel, we have to use 은. 메마른 소리. So, 심장은 메마른 소리를 내 means my heart is making a dry, rough sound. 꿈인지 현실인지 알 수 없네. 꿈, dream, 현실, reality. Each time 이다 means to be, so 꿈이다, 현실이다. It's a dream, it's reality. Now we use 은지, and 는지 with 이다 it becomes 인지. 는지 indicates an uncertain clause, so it indicates that you're not sure which one it is. 꿈인지, is it a dream? 현실인지, is it reality? 알 수 없네, I can't know. 알다 is to know, and 을 수 없다 means I cannot. 을 수 있다 is I can, and 을 수 없다 is I cannot. So we still add 네 after, and this 네 is just used when speaking about a new fact. You just realize something, then you say 네. This is also more like a feeling you will get when you speak a lot. 꿈인지 현실인지 알 수 없네. I guess I can't know if it's reality or if it's a dream. 나의, this particle was possession, right? So I plus possession means my. 나의, my. 해변의 카프카. 카프카 is Kafka, and 해변 means the shore, seaside. 해변의 카프카 is Kafka on the Shore, which is apparently a Japanese book. So he uses a few lines that are referring back to this book. So my Kafka on the Shore. 저기 숲으로 가지 말아줘. 저기 is over there. There. 숲 means forest, and 으로 or 으로 is used here, is used as a particle of direction, so two, or actually two words. 가다 is to go. And 지마 we already saw as don't, right? 지마, don't. The original form, the verb form is 지말다, don't. Again we have 주다, which means the favor. Please don't, with a negative verb then. And if we combine it, we get 가지 말아줘, please don't go. Now we still have this little niun here, the un, which is 가진, is short for 가지는 말아줘. And this is just a little bit of emphasis, so you don't need to focus on that too much. Don't go towards the towards the forest over there. And this is a sentence that refers to the book as well, so you can check it out if you want to read the story. 내 마음은 아직 너 위에 부서져. 내 마음, 내 is short for 나의, so my possession, my. 마음 is also heart. 심장 was more like the actual heart, and 마음 is more your feelings, heart. 내 마음은, my heart, 아직, still, 너 위에, you, and 위 means on top. And again, 에 is just a particle to indicate a place. So 너 위에 is on you, on top of you. 부서져. 부서지다 is to be broken, to be shattered. So my heart is still shattered or broken on top of you. 조각조각 means piece by piece. 까맣게 녹아 흘러. 까맣다 means to be dark or black. And 녹아 흐르다 is a combination of 녹다, to melt, and 흐르다, to flow. So basically it means to become fluid. So piece by piece it becomes fluid, black fluid. My heart is broken, it's shattered on top of you, piece by piece. It flows into black fluid. 난 그냥 이대로 증발하고 싶어. 난 그냥 just 이대로. 이대로 is like this way. 증발하다, to evaporate. And then we get 고 싶다, which means to want. You want to do an action, a verb. In this case, 증발하고 싶다. And 고 싶다 gets added after the stem of the verb. Yes. 증발하고 싶어. I want to evaporate. 그냥 이대로 증발하고 싶어. I just want to evaporate like this. 내 사랑은, my love, 영원인걸. 영원 means forever. 영원. So my love is forever. This in is just, it's basically 이다 with the 은 that describes with this adjective the next thing, the next noun, which is go. But yeah, it's basically the same as if this was not there. So my love is forever, and there is a little pun in there as well, which is that 영 as a number means 0 in Korean, and won is the currency, the money. So 영원 can mean forever, but it literally also means 01, so for free basically. So my love is forever, or my love is for free, which makes sense because it says it's all free for you, baby, right after, so it's probably just a little pun. So that was all, guys. We covered all the lyrics of the song. I hope you liked the video and maybe you learned something from it. I hope you can enjoy the song even more now. At least the lyrics were a lot deeper and different than I thought when I first heard the song. So it was a lot of fun to dig deeper into this. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment, or other theories are also very welcome. See you in the next video. Bye bye!